Yo, what's going on guys? It is me, Morvi, and I'm here with my first Game Pass walkthrough of 2024. Today we are playing Bluey the Videogame. Bluey has us take control of Bluey and her family in 4 short episodes designed to play out just like an episode from the show. This is very similar to the Peppa Pig game that we played a while back that is also on the Game Pass. This game is designed for children, so expect a nice and chill completion. We have a lot to collect along the way, as well as a few little missable achievements. In total, this will take us around 2 hours to complete. There are a lot of unskippable cutscenes, so that does take up a big chunk of our time, so you won't be playing for the full 2 hours. This is a complete walkthrough, so if you follow this guide from beginning to end, you will complete it in the fastest way possible. A couple of times during this walkthrough, my sticker book won't look like yours, but that's because I had to do it the long way, so you don't have to. If you need a specific achievement or a set of collectibles, then please check the description down below as they are all time-stamped there. Thank you to everyone that has helped me reach 5,000 subscribers. That is actually incredible. I'm still on the road to my 1 million gamer score, so there's going to be a lot more guides coming your way. Don't you worry. We have a lot to get through today. As I said, this is going to take us around 2 hours. So let's jump into this. So, I will preference this from the beginning. As you can tell, I probably haven't watched much Bluey, but I will say she is a lot cooler than Peppa Pig. I'm sorry to all the Peppa stands out there. When we start up, we get to choose from one of 4 characters. I think it's a great little addition to add co-op to this game, and I couldn't convince any of my friends to download Bluey to play it with me, so we are going solo. When we start up the game, we are thrown into our first cutscene. Now, buckle up as we're going to be sitting through a lot of these. There is sadly no skip button, so sit down and enjoy the show. This cutscene shows exactly what we'll be doing during this gameplay. The main objective is to fill our sticker book. To do this, we'll need to hunt down a bunch of not so hidden items as well as complete 4 short levels. So, as I said, this game has a lot of cutscenes. I would say it even has more than the Peppa Pig title, so please bear that in mind. I'm not going to be talking all the way through. I'm going to be keeping quiet throughout the cutscenes. I'll be popping back up when we're playing the game. So don't you worry, you won't have to hear my annoying voice throughout. As you can see, episode 1 is called Holidays, and this will introduce our first minigame, which is the balloon. Our first task in this world is to collect our toys. Well, we have to clean them up. So, once this cutscene ends, we can get to it. The first part of this game is pretty much a tutorial on how we can move around, interact with the world, and how to progress. When we take control of our character, we can follow the marker on the screen to the stuffed lion. It will feel like every 5 steps triggers a cutscene, and it only gets worse later on in the game, so I will apologise now. The lion is in the pink bedroom just to the right of us.
Oh no! A lion on the loose! Quick, let's catch it!
After the cutscene, it is time to find the penguin. So this little lad is downstairs, so we're going to follow the marker and it's going to take us to the right hand stairs. Then we're going to go down there and he's just sitting on the couch.
Whoa, a penguin! Not sure what he's doing here in this Aussie heat. Nice one! The penguin is under control, slippery little fella. To the playroom.
Now for the final room. This last room has 3 of our furry friends in there. So first off, we're going to grab the monkey. So all we need to do is walk to the right hand side. We'll be hit with a cutscene and then we can pick him up.
Oh, a monkey with very lovely jokes.
Come on, little fella.
Cheese and crackers.
Thankfully, we haven't got to go very far as the last 2 animals are in the same room. So all we have to do is kick back and watch a few cutscenes.
Oh, phew. It's only rubber. Quick, we need to save him.
Once we jump up this staircase and get our final plushy friend, the dolphin, we'll be met with our first achievement. It looks like a zoo down here for 15 gamer score.
Can we find Keepie, Uppie?
Yeah, of course. Give it to me.
Hooray, Keepie, Uppie!
Remember, we've got to hit the balloon.
During this cutscene, we will be shown our first minigame, the balloon bouncing minigame. To play this game, we have to keep bouncing the balloon and not let it touch the floor. I know, we've all played this as kids. This is pretty much an introduction to this minigame, so don't expect to be getting any high scores here. It's just going to show us exactly what we need to do to play the game. Once we bounce the balloon 3 times, it will change location and go outside the house. So after a little cutscene, we'll be chasing that balloon to the garden.
I'm a Keepie, Uppie
I don't know whose bright idea it was to bring the balloon in the garden to play with it, but that's not on me. Thankfully, they didn't lose it. Once we're in the garden, we have to play another round of balloon, so we'll have to bounce it around for another 3 times, and then we'll be hit with another cutscene, and it will float on magically into the house. No harm, no foul, no flying away balloon in the distance. So once the cutscene's over, we're going to run upstairs and we're going to find the balloon stuck inside a box.
The balloon! Oh no! It's floating through the window!
Ah, well, game over. Back to bed for the big blue guy.
No.
We're going to follow the marker and it will take us straight to the balloon. When we find it, we'll see that it's stuck. This is where the game teaches us about moving objects within the world.
Let's keep looking until we find it.
Yes, boss.
Okay.
Head upstairs and find that balloon. No balloon here.
I mean, for a start, that is not very health and safety for a baby's room, but I'm not going to be saying anything. Also, why don't mum and dad just, safely get the balloon for the kids rather than go, listen, kids, you're going to have to make a DIY set of stairs and hope for the best. Please don't break anything, especially your bones, but I'm not helping you on this one. Like, I know there's learning curves for kids, but sometimes, I just feel like, don't let them die. Once we've got control of our character, we can go up to the box and hold the X button and then press back, and we'll start dragging the box out of our way. As you can see, our little sister is a little bit persistent, and she's going to get a bump on the head if she isn't careful. Once we get our characters again, we have to move the pram out of the way, and now we have a clear spot to get the balloon. After all that, health and safety was out the window all along.
Ooh, what's this?
Hey, that's a picture of me when I was a kid.
In the olden days.
You mean the 80s?
Whilst dislodging the balloon, we also find a mysterious map piece, and it turns out it's from our dad's past. The map has been ripped into 3 pieces and been equally shared out between him and his brothers. So that has set the premise for this game. We need to fill up our sticker book and we need to find the map. This cutscene indicates that we have completed episode 1, so all we have to do now is sit around and wait. At the end of this cutscene, we will get our first achievement for completing an episode. We also get the ability to find the collectibles in that specific episode. Like I was saying at the beginning, there are a lot of collectibles to get in this game. And we're about to get our first batch right after this cutscene.
Uncle Stripe when you see him tomorrow.
Looks like we're going on a treasure hunt, Squirts.
Great job! You finished the episode. Now you can play Keepie Uppie. You found Dad's piece.
As you can see, the next map piece is added to our sticker book. The sticker book is pretty much the hub for all of the game. It's where we're going to pick the levels we go to, see how many collectibles we need, and so on. It is scattered around the house, so we're never going to lose it, and it is always at arm's reach. Right now, we're going to get all the collectibles for level 1 and all of the stickers that we can get on level 1. The others are scattered around level 2 and level 3, but we'll get them when we get there.
The pieces of the map you have found. Select the map at any time to continue our adventure. You've unlocked these locations. We can travel to our favorite places from here. You can now go and find these collectibles in our house. Where do you want to go?
But before we start, we've now unlocked our first minigame. Press Y and then click on the balloon icon. This will start up the minigame. To get our next achievement, we need to bounce the balloon 25 times before it touches the floor. This sounds tricky, but it floats really slowly and it doesn't go too far from where you bounced it. As you can see on the screen now, it is super easy. You haven't really got to move around much. And after 25 bounces, the Keepie Uppie Expert achievement is all yours. As soon as you get 25 bounces or you get the 3 stars, the minigame will end, and that indicates we can move on and get them collectibles.
Game over.
Oh,
Not good.
Every time you complete a challenge, or every 2 or 3 collectibles that you find, you'll unlock a new hat. Now this isn't the annoying part. The annoying part is that they all pop up on screen and do a little boogie. And now, I'm not against the boogieing, but it does take a lot of time and there's nowhere to skip. And every level has 12 collectibles, so we're getting a lot of hats along the way. So other than that, this is a breeze, but that is a little annoying tidbit. Okay, so now I'll make my way around the house room by room, so make sure you follow along. The first item we're going to get is the hockey stick just in front of us here on top of this cupboard. Go up the stairs and jump over the banister. Then the second item we're going to get is in the right of the room. You can just see it hiding behind them pillows there glistening. If you just stand by the pillows and press X, we'll grab it, and this will be our first sticker. As you can see, this is a toy we pick up and it turns into a sticker. That's how the stickers work in this game. We're just going to be picking up various toys and then they'll plop into a sticker form. From here, we're going to make our way to the middle of the room where we spawned in, and then we're going to make our way to the left-hand side and out the door. We will be on the porch and we'll be met with our first little leaf creature. Pick him up and we'll unlock our next hat, so look out for the boogie. Once they're done having their little dance, carry on going left down the stairs into the front garden, and on top of the fountain is another toy that will turn into a sticker.
Wow, you got a sticker sport. That's awesome.
From here, we're going to walk all the way to the south until we can't anymore, and then we're going to take a right. We're going to be on the outside of the house now. Keep on pushing to the right hand side past the various mess that we're going to call that. And then we're going to get to this washing line here. If you jump on top of the goalpost and then jump onto the washing line, we can get on top of it. And that is where our next sticker is. I'll be honest, there are some jumps I pull off in this guide that I'm not 100% sure you're meant to do. But it's easily doable. I tried them multiple times. So if I can do it, you can do it. Once that's all completed, we're going to jump off the washing line and carry on right. In between the two goalposts, we'll see a glowing ball. If we pick that up, we'll get our next sticker. Now, later on down the line, we're going to use this ball for another achievement, but currently we can't get it as it's turned into a sticker. While we're in the garden, we're going to go get another achievement now. If we keep making our way to the far right hand side until we can't go any more, we'll see a trampoline. Jump on that trampoline and what do you know, we bounce. If we time our jump button with the bounce, we'll keep getting higher and higher. The next achievement is for us to get to the maximum height. Now, as you can see, it's not super crazy. We're not blasting off to space, so make sure you time them A buttons just correctly and we'll get our next achievement. We are done in the garden for the time being, so we're now going to make our way to the left-hand side and back into the house. As you're coming up these stairs, you'll see we'll get our second hockey stick. So grab that, and we only need one more hockey stick on this level.
Oh, so pretty.
Just to the left, you'll see a little playhouse in the doorway. On top of that is our second leaf buddy. Grab him, and we've only got one more for him to find.
Oh, so pretty.
The next item is right next door, so all we have to do is go left. Once we get into the green room, you'll see these shelves on the wall here. Pull out the little table to make a step, and then go up the stairs, up to the top. You should see the glowing cloud little plushie. Pick him up and we'll get our next sticker.
Oh, so pretty.
Wow, you got a sticker sport. That's awesome.
Once we have that sticker, we're going to make our way up the stairs, and at the back of that room, you will see some more shelving. Climb up that shelving and we'll get our next plushie. That plushie is the pink bear, and we'll get our next sticker.
Wow, you got a sticker sport. That's awesome.
Now, for the next one. I know on the screen I do run past a couple of them, but what we're going to do now is run to the far right of the house. We're going to run as far right so we can't run right anymore, and then we're going to backtrack our way through the house getting all of the items. Follow what I'm doing on screen now and make your way out to the balcony, and we'll get our first piece of cake, which is sitting on this table right here.
Oh, so pretty.
Once we have the cake, we're going to make our way to the left hand side and go into the kitchen. When you get into the kitchen, go to the back of the room and you'll see some cupboards. The top left cupboard is where our next sticker is. Open that door and grab the pink toy.
Oh, so pretty.
Wow, you got a sticker sport. That's awesome.
Once you have that new sticker, don't go anywhere because the cupboard just below has the next piece of cake in it. Open up that door and grab it. We are now going to make our way to the left hand side into the next room. This is a room with the sofa and chairs all in it. We're going to make our way to the back right of the room and we'll find our next plushie, and this will get us the dolphin sticker. Once we pick that up, we can make our way into the middle of the room and there will be a chair. On that chair, we'll get our first newspaper.
Oh, so pretty.
And then once we've got our first newspaper, we'll go into the next room on the left and go into the toilet. And the second newspaper is sitting on the toilet. Once we've grabbed that and that's all locked in, we'll go to the next room to the left, which is the bathroom. We now need to grab the step that's in the middle of the room and drag it close to the sink. Once we're close enough, we can jump into the bath, we can grab our plushie, and we'll get our next sticker.
Oh, so pretty.
Wow, you got a sticker sport. That's awesome.
We are now going to make our way to the left once again. We're going to make our way through this green room and go left once more. We'll be in this corridor. We'll be now met with a door to the north and it'll be into a pink bedroom. Jump onto the right bed and we'll get our next sticker.
Wow, you got a sticker sport. That's awesome.
And once we've got that sticker from the bed, we're going to jump into the top left of this room. And behind that pink pillow is our third and final little leaf creature. Easy.
Oh, so pretty.
If we move over to the baby's room on the left hand side, we'll pick up our next newspaper that's sitting on the chair. Once we have that, that will be our final newspaper on this level.
Oh, so pretty.
Wow, you got a sticker sport. That's awesome.
Also, please do not miss, there is also a sticker in this room. If you jump inside the cot, there is a toy there ready to be grabbed.
Pretty.
Wow, you got a sticker sport. That's awesome.
Once we've grabbed that, we can make our way out of that room and into the room to the left, and this is the parents' room. When we go to the balcony, we'll find our final hockey stick.
Wow, you got a sticker sport. That's awesome.
And once that's been grabbed, we'll also notice that there is a toy in the plant next to the bed. This one is a little bit janky. As you can see, I can't really grab it as I'm bouncing. So what I did was jump onto the back of the bed to get a bit of a lift up and then jump from there. And then from there, I was able to grab the toy.
Oh, so pretty.
Wow, you got a sticker sport. That's awesome.
Our final cake is downstairs in the orange and red room. If you go to the far left, you can see it's just on top of this bookshelf. Now, as you can see, I did a little bit of a scuffed jump and I started stacking items that shouldn't really be stacked on top of each other. Once I got enough height, I jumped to the cake and I got to it. As I said, a little bit of a scuffed one, but we got there. Also, you might notice when I grab this cake, it says that we're 2 out of 3. I actually got the cake in the kitchen at the end, but I thought I'd put it down into my guide a little bit sooner so I don't mix you guys up and have you running around the house like a headless chicken. Now all we need to do is get the last few stickers that we can, and then we can move on to episode 2. I've left these last 2 stickers here as I'm a little bit confused by them myself. These 2 places we've already been to on this level, and the item wasn't there when we was there originally. But now if we go back to the trampoline, there will be a yellow teddy bear on the stair set. Pick up that teddy bear and we'll get our next sticker. Like I was saying, this wasn't here when we got the trampoline achievement, but oh well. And it's also the same with the next item. I just checked through my footage and it definitely wasn't there when we first went through that room. Once your first sticker's been popped, we're going to go back into the house from the back of the house, into the playroom. This time, we'll see a purple bouncy ball. Go up to it and that'll be our final sticker on this level. As I said, this wasn't here when we was in this room originally, but it has appeared somewhere. So, make sure to leave these till the end, as I feel like you need to do something to trigger their spawning.
Wow, you got a sticker sport. That's awesome. Travel the treasure map.
All right, gang, let's go and meet Uncle Stripe and Muffin at the park.
Oh no.
What? Oh no, not Sticky Gecko. This episode of Bluey is called Rescue.
It is now time for episode 2, so we're going to run over to our sticker book and we're going to click on it. And then we're going to see the map piece. We're going to click on that map piece and it will take us to the next episode. The next episode is the park, but before we get there, we want to find our gecko toy and we cannot find it anywhere. Who'd have thought it? Someone splattered it into the ceiling. Before we get to the park, we need to move a table and put a cushion on top of it so when it falls down, it won't perish. Once this cutscene's complete, we'll be at the park.
Still too high. We can't get it.
Come on, kids, let's go to the park. I'll get Gecky something soft to land on. Just in case.
Come on, Squirt. We can ask your Uncle Stripe about the next piece of the map.
We're going to meet some friends at the park, but it didn't occur to anyone to pick a meeting place or even bring a device that you can ring and find out where anyone is. No, so we have to now find a lookout post. Once the cutscene ends, we're going to move to the right hand side, only for a few steps. I did say earlier it only feels like a couple steps per cutscene, and this level is prime for that.
Oh yeah. We'll be able to
We will see a climbing frame in the background. When we climb up to there, it will get another cutscene and we'll find our friend in the distance.
Let's head up there and see if we can spot Muffin and Stripe.
Okay.
Whoa, what a view! Keep your eyes peeled for the castle fort.
I can't see it. Me neither. There's too many trees in the way.
What if we give you a piggyback? You can see even further from higher up.
Ooh, okay. Come on, Bingo.
Scanning, scanning.
If we was walking through the park with our eyes open, we would have seen that our friends were just to the left of us the whole time. So, once this cutscene ends, we're going to make our way over the bridge to the left and keep on going to the big set of slides. And then another cutscene will ensue, and then episode 2 is underway.
Cockadoo. Lead the way, girls.
looking sharp, mate.
Once we've had a little chat with Muffin and her dad, she'll tell us that she wants to play some dress up. We don't have any costumes, but thankfully she's brought some spares. Although this must be the safest town in the world because they've left their belongings way over the other side of the park and just ignored them and no one's stolen them. So props to this town.
I know. You can be a princess in a tower, and we have to play ground as lava to rescue you. Yeah, but you have to wear dress-ups too. Okay.
Yes, Muffy?
Where are my dress-ups? We need them to play ground as lava.
I think you left them over at the playground with the flying fox.
We'll go get them.
All right, gang, let's go.
Once we regain control of our character, we need to run to the far right, pretty much similar to where the lookout point is. Once there, we'll pick up our first outfit, and then this will introduce our second minigame, The Floor is Lava.
All right, party people, where are those dresses?
Again, every minigame that we unlock does have an achievement linked to it, but we'll get to that in a bit.
Let's grab
To play Floor is Lava, it is pretty simple. Again, we've all played it before. Don't touch the floor. Jump over the obstacles and pick up the hats one by one. And then right at the end, we need to jump over and get up to that slide, and that'll be our final outfit.
Touching the ground.
We'll have to climb and jump our way there.
Hooray!
We got it.
Nice job. Let's get to the next one.
It's pretty far.
It is. But we can use that frog to jump and reach there.
If something's worth doing, it's worth doing well.
Dad.
And once we've grabbed them and the cutscene's ended, we can run all the way back over to Muffin.
Good one, girls. Let's head back to play with Muffin.
Before we carry on, we're going to get our next achievement. When you press the pause button, there is a character selection. So all we need to do is click one character, play him for 1 second, and then go back to character selection and then click the next one. Do that 4 times and we'll have another 15 gamer score. And now we can make our way back to Muffin. Once we're back with Muffin, we get another cutscene. Rejoice.
We got them.
Now it's time to play on the slides. Muffin will jump on the top and we have to go get her. Before we do that, we get the option to change our hats for something that we've collected previously. Now you don't have to do this, but personally I didn't like my hat, so I gave it a little bit of a change.
Okay, one game.
Is everyone happy with their dress-ups?
Yes.
No.
You look beautiful, mate. But there's more in the dress-up box if you want to change your costumes.
Once you've done that, speak to the dad and the level will pursue. Muffin will climb up to the slides and then we have to go get her. This one is really easy. All we have to do is start from the left-hand side of the slides and make our way over to the right-hand side. We've got to jump over a few gaps, but other than that, it's really easy.
Okay, gang, like before, we have to find a way through to rescue Princess Muffin.
Okay, but we have to do it without touching the lava.
So, as I said, this is what we need to do. It is very easy, don't you worry. Thankfully, we're not getting stopped by cutscenes every 2 seconds, but once we get to Muffin, we get our next achievement, Flamingo Queen, for 15 gamer score. And then we've got another big cutscene to sit through.
This is your reward for rescuing.
You may also be very interested to know that this is the end of episode 2. This is a nice and short one, and we now have the ability to go find the collectibles, or move on to episode 3.
Let's go, Muffy. We've got to get back for lunch.
Okay, Dad.
Oh, girls. Was there anything you wanted to ask Uncle Stripe before we go?
Oh, yeah. Uncle Stripe, do you remember making a treasure map when you were a kid?
Remember? How could I forget? I still keep it with me in my wallet.
Really?
Here, have a look.
Wow. Uncle Stripe, what is the treasure?
Well, when we were kids, we had the greatest toy in the world. It was...
Dad, I'm busting. Let's go.
In a minute, Muffy.
What? I'm busting.
Oh, sorry, girls, we have to go. Don't lose that.
Bye, Bluey. Bye, Bingo. Bye, Muffin. Look, Bingo. You got another piece of the map. Just one more piece to go. Hooray!
Great job! You finished the episode. Now you can play Ground is Lava. You found Uncle Stripe's piece of map. Let's put the treasure map piece in your sticker book for...
It is now time to get the collectibles for episode 2. If we are just standing just outside of the slides and move to the south, we'll find this bench and we'll pick up our first newspaper. And once we've collected that, we're going to go to the left hand side of the slides now and go as far left as we can. Sitting on the fence is our first leaf creature. Keep following the gate that's surrounding the slides, and around the back of it we'll find our second leaf creature. Once they've finished dancing about their new hat, we're going to make our way into the slide park now. On the bottom right hand side, just where I am now, we're going to find our first hockey stick. And now we're going to get our next achievement. Make your way to the middle of the play park and there will be a seesaw. Jump on the side without the books and do this a couple of times and we'll get our achievement. Toast is ready, and that is to catapult someone off the seesaw. So don't worry, you can do it on your own. Once we are done collecting all the items in the middle of the map, we're going to go to the right hand side now. We're going to make our way all the way to the lookout point that we had to go to in the episode. Make your way up to the right hand side and right on the top. The first item we're going to be getting is the next newspaper. Once that is all collected, we're just going to make our way to the left just 2 or 3 steps and we'll get our next item, which is the next hockey stick. Once that's all been collected, we're going to jump off the right hand side and make our way to this next seesaw here. There is no achievement connected to this one, but we're going to use our bouncing abilities that we've just got in the last park, and we're going to get on top of this lamppost. That's where the next cake is. I don't know who put it up there, but we're not going to ask questions. We got it. Once that has been collected, just behind us you can see there is our third and final leaf creature of this episode.
Wow, you got a stickers for it. That's awesome.
Now it is time for 3 back to back. We're going to make our way to the complete south of this map, so do what I'm doing now is run to the right, then make your way south. The first one is in the bottom right of this map. You've got to make your way through a bunch of trees, don't do what I'm doing and get stuck on them. And then once we're over here, if we make our way over to the left hand side just a little bit, keep making our way south, and on this bench here is our final newspaper. Once that's been collected, just walk a few steps to the left and there is a ball on the basketball court. Pick up that and we have our next sticker. And then finally, once we've got that ball, we can go over to the left hand side a few more times and we've got our next cake piece. Now that we're done on the basketball court, we're going to make our way back to that pink seesaw just to the north of us. Run through the whole park until we get there. Once we're there, we're going to go left and then we're going to go over a bridge. on the tennis court, we will find our last hockey stick of episode 2. Now all we need to do is get one more piece of cake. There are also a few stickers lying around, so we're going to grab them as well. As you can see on screen now, I did get the achievement Fancy Ladies to unlock all of the costumes. I'll be honest, this was one of the last achievements that I was hunting, but I put my achievement guide in a best order for you guys to waste as least time as possible. So ignore that for now. You will get that achievement once we've done more of the collectibles a little bit later on. The ball on the tennis court is a sticker, so make sure we pick that up. And then finally, our last collectible is over by the lookout point. I forgot to grab it earlier, but just ahead of it before where the newspaper and the hockey stick was, the cake is just sitting on the platform on its own, just around here. And that is all of the collectibles on episode 2. There are a few bush stickers we need to get, but we'll be coming back to that in a little bit. Now that we've got all the collectibles for episode 2, we can move on to episode 3. So go over to your sticker book and click the next part of the map. In this episode, our uncle comes to pay us a visit, and for some reason, it's a little bit weird, we are right next to the front door, but he refuses to come in, so we have to go to the back of the house to let him in. Annoyingly, all of the sprinklers are on. I don't know why we can't just turn them off, but instead of that, we're going to have to dodge them. This sounds a little bit tricky, but don't you worry, we are playing Bluey. It is very, very straightforward. Once this cutscene ends, we can jump into this episode.
Sure, no worries.
All right, come on.
As you can see, we are back at the house. For this episode, we are back at the house, but it is slightly different. There are a couple more bits that we can pick up on this level. But for now, we're going to make our way to the back garden, and then our next cutscene will kick in.
Wait, where's Uncle Rad?
Hello? Anyone there?
We're here, mate. What's going on?
The sprinklers are on.
So?
I just got a blowout.
Oh dear, wouldn't want to ruin your perfect do. Alright, we'll come save you.
Once we get control of our character, we're going to run down this side of the house. As you can see, it is really, really easy to dodge the sprinklers. Hop over them, and then once we get halfway, we can turn half of the sprinklers off. This will start a little cutscene to show half the sprinklers are turned off, but the other half are still active. So we've got to push on.
Yeah, we did it!
There's only one sprinkler left. Hurry up!
Biscuits. The tap is on the other side. Maybe we can move that bench and jump over the bushes.
When we spawn back in after the cutscene, we will still have to push this bench. Push it over to the bush and then jump onto the bush so we can get over. From there, all we need to do is run over the bush and then we can turn off the last sprinklers. And then we can meet our uncle. The reason he didn't want to come through the front door or through the sprinklers is because he got a new haircut. Personally, I think it's pretty lame because I had to do a bunch of exercise to get him in my own house. But he does give us a new toy and he is the owner for the last piece of the map, so we have to be friendly to him. This episode is about a character called Chattermax. Now, I'm not a detective, but I think this is a nod to one of the episodes from the TV show, as we do find a old Chattermax during this episode.
It's the latest version, apparently. Now with 100% more talking.
Oh,
Great.
This episode of Bluey is called Chattermax. What have you done?
What?
We'll have to hide this one too.
Wait, you hide their toys?
Not all their toys, just that one.
Brutal.
This episode has some of the most annoying music I've ever heard in a video game, so please look forward to that. With this episode, Chattermax is a very unique toy. It's unique in the fact that he wants to eat everything that we love in the house. When we come out of this cutscene, we'll be told that we need to feed it some fruit, so we need to go up to the kitchen and grab it some strawberries. Now, I'm not being funny, it is the last strawberries in the box, so I'm not very happy that he's just eaten my favourite fruit, but hey ho. Once we've grabbed the strawberries, we can walk away back down and feed him to Chattermax.
Asparagus? Edamame beans?
Carrot horn. Strawberries are healthy, right?
Right, kiddo. Grab them. Ha! Ha! Good job. Strawberries secured. Let's feed them to Chattermax. Ha! 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 Here we are. Let's feed our feathered friend.
I'm just glad it's over.
Again?
Now, you'd think he'd be very happy with his strawberries, but no. Once he's eaten them, he wants more. Now we have to get him a rubber ducky. So now we're going to run back up to the stairs and into the bathroom.
Nice one, mate.
This is your fault.
We have to find something squeaky.
What about Rubber Ducky?
Oh yeah, in the bathroom. Come on.
When we get to the bathroom, we will see that there is a rubber ducky in the bathtub, but we can't get to it. Annoyingly, Mummy and Daddy could easily just get in and grab it for us, but no, we have to push a little step over to the bath, run a bath so the water rises, and then we can grab the duck. I can smell a household that doesn't care about their water bill. Once we've done that, we can go back downstairs and we have a rubber ducky to feed Chattermax.
You'll get wet.
If you're just as annoyed as me that Chattermax is eating all of our belongings, then don't you worry. After we've fed him the rubber ducky, we'll get our next achievement for 15 gamer score, and that is to feed Chattermax.
It's working.
Right. Now we can catch Ducky.
Ha! Here we are. One squeaky ducky. Let's get it back to Chattermax.
We brought you something squeaky, Chattermax.
Now all we have to do is watch one more cutscene and we have to feed him one more item. And now we get taught how to grow plants. This is a big part of the sticker book, as if you look at the bottom of the sticker book, there are a bunch of bushes and plants that we also need to collect. It's very straightforward and I'm going to show you how to do it once we get there in 1 minute. For now, once the cutscene has ended, make your way back up to the kitchen and we can make our way onto the balcony.
This flower's pretty.
Now that we're making our way up to the plants, I'll show you how to water it. All we need to do is find a watering can that is on the floor and then find a water source. This can be a tap, a lake or a little waterfall. As long as there's a water source, we can fill up our watering can. Each plant that we come across does take different amounts of water. Thankfully, this one only needs 2 and it is complete. Once we're collecting the stickers a little bit later for the plants, some of them take 4 to 5 waters, but we'll get to that when we come to it. For now, grab our watered plant that we've just got and take it back to Chattermax, as he's going to give it a nice little munch. And thankfully that is the last item we need to feed him. After this cutscene, we'll be shown our next minigame, and that is to catch Chattermax while he's running around. It's a very, very easy minigame, but this is where the really annoying music comes in, so keep your ears peeled and it's going to be your new favourite song. I'm kidding, it's going to get stuck in your head and it's going to be the most annoying thing for the rest of the day.
Here you go, Chattermax, something pretty. We did it!
Hooray! Okay, that's enough excitement for today. Kids, can you take Chattermax into the playroom?
Okay, Mum.
What? The girls love it. Well, they're getting exercise. I can pay for that.
Mum! Dad! Help!
So now this is the introduction to our new minigame. Chattermax will run around the room. We have to chase him and grab him as quickly as possible. In the minigame, it's pretty much the first person to grab Chattermax gets a point.
Let's try again.
In this part of the game, we need to capture Chattermax 3 times and then he'll run off into a new area. So when you've grabbed him 3 times, we'll get this cutscene right here. Then we'll have to start chasing him through the house.
No more Chattermax, please.
Aww.
Kids, you need to ask your Uncle Rad about the map.
Oh, yeah. Uncle Rad, can we have a look at your piece of map?
Sure thing. It's here in my wallet. I remember when we buried it all those years ago. It's a funny story.
Hey!
My wallet!
The map!
After it.
This bit is super duper straightforward. All we need to do is keep following the marker on screen to see where Chattermax is. Every time we get to him, we'll get a little cutscene and he'll move along. This will keep happening until we get into the kitchen, and then he is hidden in a cupboard.
To the lounge.
We will keep following him until we get to the kitchen, and then we'll find a new Chattermax hidden in the cupboard.
All right, where is it?
I'm worried about how quiet it suddenly is. Maybe let's check the cupboards or anywhere.
This is the part where I said it was a little bit of a nod to the TV show. There is a old Chattermax that is hidden in the cupboards. I assume it was gifted to the kids previously, but because it's an annoying toy, the parents hid it away. This isn't the Chattermax we're looking for, though. So once this cutscene has popped, we can make our way downstairs and we'll find the Chattermax we need.
Whose is this Chattermax? It looks like our old one that Dad said broke.
Does it?
Yes. We need to find our new Chattermax. I think I hear it.
Where is that coming from? Seems like it's back downstairs.
See, I told you this music is super duper annoying. Once we get downstairs and we find the Chattermax we need to run around and play the minigame once again. We'll grab him a few times, but he'll jump out of our hands. Once we've grabbed him 3 times, we'll get another cutscene and he will run out to the back garden. Now all we need to do is play the game one more time and grab him a few more times. And episode 3 is all complete and we'll get our next achievement. And we'll also complete the map. So now we got the last episode to contend with.
Man, when's this thing gonna run out of batteries?
Not soon enough.
Hooray!
Before we do that, once this cutscene ends up, we'll start getting them collectibles.
As promised.
Thanks, Uncle Rad.
I can't believe you hung on to it all these years.
Of course. My hair looks awesome in this photo.
Bluey, we've got all 3 pieces. Now we can read the map. What does it say?
Got it! It's the creek!
You hid the treasure at the creek? For real life?
For real life!
Can we go?
Yep, to the treasure!
Great job! You finished the episode. Now you can play Chattermax Chase. You found Uncle Rad's piece of map. Let's put the treasure map piece in your sticker book for safekeeping.
It is time now to gather all our collectibles for episode 3. We're going to start out in the back garden. If we come to the tree right here, just behind it, we'll find our first piece of cake. Jump up there and grab that.
Hooray!
Once we've got out of the hat unlocking screen, we're going to make our way to the south. just by the water tap. Here we'll find our first newspaper.
Hooray!
Once we've collected that newspaper, we're going to make our way to the left-hand side around the house. Halfway around the house, we'll see these two goalposts. On the right goalpost, we'll have our first hockey stick just laying there. Before we carry on getting them collectibles, we're going to come up to this football here and we're going to kick it into the goal 3 times. When we do this, we will get our next achievement. This is a nice and easy one. As you can see, I missed a goal a few times, but you can pick the ball up. There is no handball round here. So line up the ball 3 times, kick it in the goal, and it will respawn in the middle, and then we'll get the hat trick achievement for 30 gamer score. Now, let's go get the rest of them collectibles. Once we have that achievement, we're going to carry on going left now, and we're going to find our first little leaf creature sitting on this bush here. As you can see, you can't jump on the bush, and there is nothing to push it up against so we can get on top of it. So, as long as you jump near the bug creature, we can press X and we can grab him. And that is our first leaf creature down on this level. Now we have unlocked another hat, so we have to watch them do another boogie. I'm not being funny, this was one of the worst parts about this game, sitting around waiting for them to finish dancing. But once that's done, we can go to the left hand side now, we can pick up our next newspaper. Once that's all done and dusted, we're going to make our way to the left and round the house now. And at the front of the house, we've got a few more collectibles to get. Just by the mailbox, we'll get our final newspaper.
Wow, you got a sticker sport. That's awesome.
And then once that's complete, just ahead of us to the north is our next piece of cake. Okay, so now I've done a little bit of jigsaw puzzling with my content, as this is now not in the order that I got it in, but I'm putting it in the order that it will be the quickest for you. The next hockey stick is just to the south of where we picked up our last piece of cake. Now, as you can see, I do have an achievement pop here, but that's because I got all the achievements, and this was the last level that I did it on. But for you, you still have another 2 levels to go, so let's keep pushing on. Once we've got that hockey stick, we're going to make our way around the right-hand side of the house again. And if we keep on pushing to the right bush, the next leaf creature will be sitting on top of that. So, each bush on the side of the house has 1 leaf creature. All we need to do now is go into the back garden. Thankfully with this episode, none of the collectibles are inside the house, so it is really easy. Our last leaf creature is in the middle of these 2 bushes, just here. They're right in the north area of the back garden. Once we've done that, we're going to go into the southeast of the garden now, right into the corner, as that's where our last 2 items are. First off, we're going to get the hockey stick that is just by the gate here. And as you can see, just a little bit more south is our last piece of cake. Now, that is all the collectibles on this level, but now that we have the ability to water the plants, we are going to get all the plants on this level before we push on. It is now time to get some plant stickers. So what we're going to do now is walk over to this water tap right here, and just above it we're going to find ourselves a watering can. We're going to fill the watering can up at the tap, and we're going to go find our first plant. The first plant that we're going to water is the one just at the back here in the north of the back garden. Any of these plants are pretty much the same. There are a few variations. Some are at different stages of being watered. As you can see, the one on the far left is more watered than the ones that we just watered. Give it a little water and we'll get our next achievement for letting the plant get to full growth. Now, on to plant number 2. And that plant is right next to the tap that we got the water from. I will suggest you might as well fill the watering can up every time you water the plant. As you can see, I had to go back and re-water it. But once we give this 2 waters, we'll get our next plant sticker. So just on the other side of the bush to the left of us, we're going to water that plant there as well, and that will get us our next sticker. These stickers are really easy to obtain. Like, you'll see exactly what you need, and each plant is very different, so it's very hard to water the same one twice.
Wow, you got a sticker sport. That's awesome.
We are now going to run to the front of the house, and the first plant we come across when we come around the corner, give that a little water, and that'll be our next plant. As you can see there, the achievement does pop for me, but that was because that was the last plant I had to water. We still have a lot to do during this guide, so let's push on. The rest of the plants on this episode are on the balcony just by the kitchen upstairs, so let's run up there and get to it. When we get to the kitchen, we're going to go to the right hand side of the balcony, and the plant just outside the door, just here, we're going to give that a little water. If you need any water, there is a tap just to the south of the door. Once we've got that first plant, we're going to go north just a few steps and we'll see a green plant. Give that a little water, and that is our next one done. Then from here, we can make our way to the sticker book and get to episode 4.
Wow, you got a sticker sport. That's awesome.
It's now time for episode 4, and to be honest, this is one of the easier episodes as it's pretty much run to the right for the most part. Before we start this episode, we will meet a new character, or an older character depending on if you watch the show or not, and that is Grandad. Now, he shows us very early on our final mini-game, and that is Xylophone. We'll watch these cutscenes here, then after the cutscene he'll show you how to play Xylophone, and it is pretty much, what do we call it over here? British Bulldog, or like freeze tag. It's pretty much like you tag someone and then they're frozen in place. There is an achievement linked to this, and it is to freeze everyone within 30 seconds. It is super duper easy, but we're going to do that at the end of the game with all the other mini games. So watch these cutscenes, freeze your Grandad twice, we'll get an achievement for freezing him twice, and then we can move on to the actual level.
Freeze!
This episode of Bluey is called Treasure.
What happened to him?
It's the kids' magic xylophone. When they hit it and say, freeze, then you're stuck like that.
Ah. For how long?
Until you hit the xylophone again and say, unfreeze.
That's a rough deal. Why can't the people who aren't frozen save the person who is?
Well, it's not how we usually play. But I'll allow it. But how do we unfreeze people without the xylophone?
What if we use their tail?
Can we have another go with the new rules?
Sure, let's do a practice run.
You can practice on me if you like.
Yep, Grandad is definitely frozen. Let's practice unfreezing him now.
Again?
It's to be sure we know the new rules.
Oh, okay then, kids.
Well done. Grandad is frozen solid again. Let's flip his tail to bring him back to
See, as you can see, you can't miss this achievement. 15 gamer score for freezing Grandad twice. Now, I thought it'd be funny to not unfreeze him right away and just do a little dance in front of him to see how much he will stay in character in front of the kids. Good on him. He didn't move, so I think it's time we unfreeze him, eh?
Granddad's tail.
Now, once we've unfrozen him, we get to have a go at the minigame. You cannot get the achievement during this time. We have to play the minigame while we're not in the level. But as you can see, it's super duper easy. All you have to do is run up to the other characters and freeze them in place. And then it's done and dusted. Now, we do have quite a big cutscene ahead of us now. Grandad will tell us that we need a few items before we can go on our adventure. This episode is all about going to the forest, and we're going to follow the map to find the treasure. So, we need bug spray, bin bags, and a shovel. Now, personally, that sounds like a very ominous shopping list, and it sounds like we're going to get rid of a body. But I don't think we are, so fingers crossed, and I'll see you on the other side of this cutscene.
Best to be prepared. You'll need to grab a shovel, bug spray, and some garbage bags.
Dad, what are we gonna need garbage bags for?
In case it rains. Once you have everything, come and meet me at the front of the house.
Alright, you guys heard Granddad. Let's go get those supplies.
Let's go to the kitchen and get the garbage bags first.
Once we get control of our character, we're going to make our way upstairs because it's time to get some black bags. We're going to find them in the kitchen. When we get to the kitchen, we are met with yet another cutscene. Who'd have thought it? And then what we're going to do is once the cutscene is over, we're going to push the stool into the corner. We're going to jump on top of it, then get on top of the counter. Open up the cupboard in the top left, and that's where the bin bags are. This is where one of our first stickers was. There'll be another cutscene, and then once that is over, we need to get a shovel. Now, the shovel is in the garden, so make your way there.
We found them!
What's next?
A shovel.
It'll be in the backyard. Let's head outside. Ha! 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 Ha!
When you get there, we are met with another cutscene, and there is a massive pile of mud with a shovel in it. But that's just a lot of mud for, just planting your casual flower and doing a little bit of gardening. But once we have that shovel, we are going to get hit with another cutscene, and then we need to go find the bug spray. And the bug spray is in the children's bedroom upstairs.
Okay, bags and a shovel. We're ready to rock.
Wait,
What is it, Bingo?
you forgot the bug spray.
Oh, yeah. Where did we have it last?
I think we have it up in our room.
What on earth is it doing in... Oh, never mind. Let's go up and take a look.
So, now back up the stairs and into that bedroom. I don't know why they keep the bug spray in the children's room. I don't think that's very health and safety, but you know what? I'm not a parent, so I can't really talk on this matter, can I really? Parents, tell me in the comments below. Is it safe?
There it is. How do we reach it? We can bounce.
So once we have that, we can now finally go to the front door and to the mailbox as our granddad is waiting for us, so we can get over to the forest and find that treasure.
Okay, is it time to go to the creek now?
Let's see. Garbage bag, shovel, and bug spray. I think we're all set.
Woo! Let's go meet Granddad.
Yeah!
How'd you go? You find everything?
We did!
Great. Let's go find the treasure.
Yeah!
So this is the creek, eh?
Once we get to the forest, it is pretty much a home stretch from here. There are going to be a lot of cutscenes in our way, but as long as we push through, we'll be done with all of the episodes.
Let's go!
Hold up, you two. Remember to be careful, all right?
Yeah, watch out for the gazontipedes.
Hey, those aren't real.
All right, I'll lead the way. Watch where you're walking, everybody.
But he doesn't know where we're going. I have the map.
Come on. Let's try and keep up.
Come on, Bingo!
Granddad has taken a shortcut.
Push to the right and we'll be hit with a few cutscenes, but after we get through them, we'll be seen at this river here. We need to get down it, but before we need to do, we need to clear a path. So if you see that big rock behind us, we need to push that into the water. And this will be our first step into the river. As I said, there are a lot of cutscenes in this one. They really jammed this episode of cutscenes. So expect every 2 or 3 steps to be stopping.
Now we can jump on the stepping stones.
Watch out for the slippery ones.
Now, I do come up here to show you this little platform here, but currently this is useless. There are quite a few collectibles here once we've done the level, but yeah, ignore this for now and jump into the river and jump on them stones. If you fall into the water, you will die and have to start again. I'm only joking. It will literally spawn you to the last place you jumped. It's totally fine if you fall in. We'll get hit with another cutscene here, who'd have thought it, and then we can push on to this marker, and we met with Grandad.
Well done, everyone! Where to next?
We're close. We need to climb that slope. Ha! Ready, Bingo?
Yep.
Well, there you are.
Grandad wants to be Billy Big Boots and show off in front of the kids by walking off into the forest without being prepared. He gets attacked by some bees now, and we have to go and save him. So the bug spray that we got from the house, we're just going to run up to him and press the interaction button, and we're just going to spray them away. Easy as that.
Quick, the bug spray.
Yes. We'll save you, Grandad.
Hey, thanks for the rescue.
Good thing you thought of bug spray, Dad. What's up ahead?
Once we've saved Grandad, we can push on and we'll get to another cutscene where we'll get to this water clearing here, and it is covered in rubbish. So now it is our job to clean the place. Thankfully, I was playing as Dad, but I did kind of chuckle to myself thinking they'll just let the kids like bog off into the dirty water and pick up all of the grime. But we'll have to pick up all of the rubbish. We'll have to start on the left-hand side, and then once we've done that, we'll get a little cutscene and we'll move on to the right-hand side of the pool. But this is pretty much the most we'll be doing in this episode. This episode is really, really chill, and it's essentially walking forward and hitting cutscene after cutscene. But clear up all that rubbish, and I'll see you on the other side. Thankfully, we haven't got to clean up the rocks. Apparently, the banana skin / puke is meant to be there.
Now we need to get rid of this rubbish.
How about we start with the things on the left side of the creek?
Good thing we brought the trash bags. I'll hold it open so you can pick the stuff and throw it here.
This place is looking better already.
Look at the spa area, kids. There's some more rubbish to pick up.
There's still room in this bag. I'll wait here for you to throw the trash.
Come on. Now it's beautiful.
It really is. Good work, everyone.
The thing is, this place looks familiar. It reminds me of where we... Oh, man! This is the place!
What? We're here?
We're nearly there!
For real life?
For real life!
Hey!
The place is a little bit up ahead. Come on, this way! Up there!
Dad, it's too high.
There are some rocks here. You can move them to make steps.
Good idea, Dad. Come on, kids, let's go do it.
Now, it is simply a bum rush to the finish, and all the episodes are complete. We do need to move this rock out of the way, and we need to use the brawn of everyone. I do find it a little bit strange that we have to use this mechanic only once, and it is right at the end of the game. But either way, push it out of the way, then all we need to do is dig up the treasure.
Whoa, this rock is huge. How are we going to cross?
I think we're going to need all the muscles available. Come on, team. Let's all push together.
Yes, Dad. We did it!
Hooray! Oh, that was heavy. Come on, just round the corner. We only need to cross the water to that island.
I thought you said we were nearly there.
There is a weird moment where it looks like the game is going to take a drastic turn into the horror territory, but thankfully the treasure is Dad's favourite toy from his childhood. He tells the kids that they would fight over the toy as kids, so the only option was to bury it and never play with it again. Makes sense. Well, we're in profit because we get a new toy. There is quite a big cutscene now, but once it's all over, we'll unlock a new area, a new minigame, but most importantly, we've completed the story, and we'll get the new achievement, The Creek is Beautiful, for 30 gamer score.
If he was your favorite toy, then why did you bury him?
We had to. See, Power Bloke was the greatest action figure around, but we had to share him between the three of us.
And did you?
Not well. We used to fight over who got to play with him. A lot. It was usually me or Rad who won. We were the biggest.
That's not fair.
That's brothers, kid. One day, we had a big fight. So big that our dad told us he was going to take Power Bloke away.
What did you do?
We decided to hide Power Bloke somewhere no one could find him. We made a map and split it between us. The plan was to go back and dig him up later, but I guess we forgot. It was Christmas. We got new toys to play with.
I never forget one of my toys.
Probably not. But you have to admit, it makes pretty cool treasure. Wait till I show this to Stripe and Rad. All right, gang, look alive. We head to the beach in 5 minutes.
Yeah!
Bingo. Did you remember to brush your teeth?
Oh, I forgot.
Okay, I'll race you to the bathroom. Come on.
Yeah!
What's the matter, Bluey? You've been quiet since the creek.
It's just, we wasted all holiday looking for treasure, and there wasn't even actual treasure. Just an old toy.
I'm sorry, kid.
This is the worst holidays ever.
Sometimes real treasure isn't shiny or gold. It's just special because of the memories connected to it.
It's me and Bingo playing Keepie Uppie. Oh yeah, the park. I liked your costume, Dad.
Yeah.
It's Channamax. I'm glad we finally caught him. And look, Bingo and I made it all the way across the big jumps. I'm glad you finally got your favorite toy back, Dad.
Thanks, Bluey.
This last page doesn't have any pictures on it.
Yep, we're saving it for today. What do you reckon? Ready for one last day of holidays?
Yeah! Kecky, you finally made it.
Hooray! All right, kids, let's hit the beach.
Yeah! Bluey, this is the best holidays ever. Yeah!
Great job! You finished the episode. Now you can play Magic Xylophone. You found the treasure.
The collectibles on episode 4 are really easy, and we're going to get them all in one quick run. The first leaf creature is right at the beginning where we spawn, just sitting on the rock right here. And then we're going to push onto the right hand side. When we get to the opening where there's loads of little flowers, just to the back by the tree is our first hockey stick. We're going to go over and grab that quick once I get past this rock that I get stuck on. Once that's popped in, we're going to go to the right hand side where the teepee is, and we're going to pick up the cake that is sitting inside. And then just behind it, we're going to get our first newspaper. We're going to need to climb up the stairs and then jump to the left, and we're going to grab that real quick. And then we're going to go hop down the river, as there's quite a few down that way. As we're pulling up here, there is 3 in the vicinity. Our second leaf creature is sitting on this rock right here. And as you can see, just behind us is our second hockey stick, and just to the right of us is our second newspaper. I'm just going to hop over here. I'll show, there we go. There's a newspaper, but I do see the hockey stick, so I go, let's go get that before I forget it. So you jump on this rock here, onto this fallen tree, and you kind of get stuck on the end here, so you have to kind of hop over. And then there is our second hockey stick. I cannot wait till I don't have to see this dancing anymore, if I'm quite honest. Right, now we're going to jump over, grab that newspaper, and stick it in our collection. Now, we need to get one of everything, and it's pretty much just a quick walk up to the end, and we've got it all. So now we're going to jump back over this water here, up the slope, and into the pool where it was dirty at one point. You can see down there, there's one of our cakes just coming up. I did try and get down that way, but you can't, so we're going to have to make the long way. So as we get to here, we're going to go to the far left, and there is our third and final hockey stick. And then just to the south of that is our second piece of cake.
Wow, you got a stickers board. That's awesome.
Now we need to come back into the rock pool and go to the far right, and we'll get our last newspaper. And once we've got that newspaper, we need to make our way to the end of the map where we dug up the old toy. And that's where our last few bits are.
Wow, you got a stickers board. That's awesome.
Now if you go into the center island, then right to the back, we'll find our last piece of cake. Then once that's all loaded in, all we need to do is just go to the far left of the island, and our little leaf creature is sitting there.
Wow, you got a stickers board. That's awesome.
That is episode 4's collectibles all done and dusted. Now all we need to do is to do the bonus episode, episode 5's collectibles, and then run around and get some more of them plant stickers. It's really, really easy. We do need to get a few more achievements along the way, like play some of the mini games, and there are a few ones around the area that we need to get, but they are super duper quick and we're going to get them shortly. Bonus episode time now, episode 5. Now on this run we're going to be getting the collectibles and any additional stickers that we need to on this level. As soon as we spawn in, to the right of us there is a newspaper, but if you go to the left we can pick up this trampoline. Now this is one of the last stickers that we need, so make sure you pick that one up now. To pick that up you need to jump on top of it.
Wow, you got a stickers board. That's awesome.
Then, once that has been put into our sticker book, we can go to the right hand side and go pick up that newspaper. Once we've grabbed that, we're going to go into the beach and I'm going to go to the left hand side. If you push on a little bit, you'll find this little shallow water here, and our newspaper will be in the middle there, and that will be our second newspaper. Now if you come to the south a little bit, there'll be a step that we can jump on. If you jump on the step and make your way around, we'll be able to pick up our first piece of cake. As you can see here, there is a little stump coming out the beach. We'll come back here in a minute with a watering can because that is one of the plants that we need. But for now, we're just going to get the collectibles and the stickers. And there is our first piece of cake. And now we're going to make our way to the right hand side of the beach. Make your way over to the shoreline and you'll see this beach ball here. Give it a little pick up and that is our next sticker.
Wow, you got a sticker sport. That's awesome.
Hooray!
After the beach ball, all we need to do is run a little bit south and we'll find this sand castle. Ignore the toy box because it wants us to put on a hat, but we're not here for hats, we are here for cake. Jump inside that sand castle and the second piece of cake is all of ours.
Hooray!
If we run back to the shoreline now and keep running to the right hand side, to the far right we'll find a hockey stick.
Hooray!
And if we keep pushing to the right hand side, we'll be met with this wall here. We can see some cake at the top, but for now we're going to make our way round the curve here, around these trees, and there is our second hockey stick.
Hooray!
Literally right next to that is our next newspaper. I think you're meant to do like the big walk around, but you can just jump up the rock and grab it in the air.
Sticker sport. That's awesome.
Hooray!
If we make our way up this platform and over this log here, we'll be met with the second part of the beach.
Where did you put your sticker book, kids?
If we go to the right hand side, we'll be met with some crabs, but we're going to push on to the left where we saw that piece of cake. Once we're on the edge, pick it up, and there we have it. That's part of the collection. And that is all the cake completed. No more cake is needed to be picked up. We're going to carry on pushing to the right now, past the crabs and past the pelican. There will be a second sandcastle, and that is where our third and final hockey stick is. No more hockey sticks. Thank you very much. Now, we haven't found any of the leaf creatures. Are they well hidden? No, I've just walked past them.
Hooray!
The first leaf creature is just to the right of us, just in the corner there. Go over and grab it.
Hooray!
2 more collectibles and we have our next achievement under our belt.
Sticker book.
We are now going to make our way back to the original beach and to the left hand side where we found our first piece of cake, by the umbrella. Just before we get there, we'll find our second leaf creature just sitting on this hill, just before we get to the umbrella and the sandcastle. And the final leaf creature is sitting literally on the umbrella. So you need to jump on the toy box like I'm doing now, and you've got to kind of slip on top of the umbrella. It is a little bit tricky, but it is not impossible. And just like that, by picking him up, we'll get our next achievement, and that is for getting every single collectible in the game. Now on screen, it says that I do need a lot more collectibles, but that's because I didn't do it in the order that I've done it in this guide. I've pretty much mixed it around to make it the easiest and the quickest for you lot. We're going to make our way back to where we first spawned in. If you don't know where that is, just pretty much go to the sticker book and we'll respawn in. Once we're there, we can pick up the watering can and we can fill it up by this shower here. There is only one plant on this level, thankfully, and it's where I said it was earlier. If we go onto the beach and make our way to the left-hand side here, we're going to water this little stick coming out of the beach. Now it's going to take quite a few waters, so it took a whole watering can, and you can't fill it up by the sea, so we have to go back to the shower. Once there, fill it up again, and we'll run back to the bush, give it a little water one more time, and that is that bush completed. Then we can get over to the sticker book and move on to episode 4.
Wow, you got a sticker sport. That's awesome.
Hooray!
Episode 4 stickers now, and we're going to jump back into the creek. Now this one is very, very straightforward. We're going to grab the watering can right at the spawn to the left-hand side, and we're pretty much going to make our way all the way to the river where we need to jump over the rocks. Up until then, there is nowhere to fill the watering can, so we're going to keep pushing on. Right up until we get to the first waterfall, which is around here. If you see this waterfall here, you can stand next to it and we can fill up our watering can. And just below us, there is a little shrub. We can start watering that, and that will be our next plant that we're going to get. This plant will take 4 waters to fully develop, but once we've done that, we'll get our next sticker. Make sure to fill up your watering can again as we're pushing on into the level, as we've still got a few more to get.
Wow, you got a sticker sport. That's awesome.
Thankfully, the next one is right next to us. If you fill up your watering can and jump over the water, there is this plant here just before you go up the slope. It is the nice little blue one. Give that water and it will turn into a cute little blue flower.
Got a sticker sport. That's awesome.
The last plant on this episode is right at the end, so push right to the very finish. Don't worry about filling up your watering can, as there is a spot right at the end that we can do that. Once we have a full watering can, you'll see this nice little red shrub popping out the island where we dug up the toy. Give that a lot of watering and it will turn into a big tree. Once that is complete, we have to bum rush back to the start so we can get to that sticker book. And then we go into the park, which is episode 2.
Wow, you got a sticker sport. That's awesome.
Once we get to episode 2, which is the park, we should only have 2 more stickers left to get on the shrubbery. So we're going to pick up the watering can just to the right of spawn, and we're going to run to the very, very far right, over the bridge and past the lookout, right near the basketball court. Get over to the basketball court, and if you see the shrubbery just to the north of it, that is what we'll be watering. Carry on going north and we'll see a tap. We can fill up our watering can. I did water this little bush here, but ignore that. That's got up. We've done that already. Ignore him. So go to the tap, give it a full watering, and then we can go over to this bush here, which is a little yellow and green bush. When we give it 2 waters, it will turn white. And now all we need is 1 more sticker, and we are all complete here. And the last shrub that we need to water is the cherry blossom tree. Now that is to the left of the slides. This is going to take a lot of watering, just like the other tree we did, but don't you worry, just to the north of this tree there is a tap. I'm going to show you now just by walking back to where the tree is. It is literally a few steps behind the tree. So now we'll give this a lot of watering. I think it took about 7 or 8 to fully get it grown. And also the bushes around it also wanted to be watered, so it took a lot more than it needed to, annoyingly. But there we have it. If you've followed my guide from start to finish, this is where you'll be getting your next achievement for getting every single sticker in the game. Congratulations. I'm going to show you where I got mine now, just so we can double up on the congratulating each other. Now the only thing left to do is tie up a few loose ends. We've got a few mini games to play and a few little achievements that are out in the world, but they're going to take literally 2 seconds. So let's jump into the mini games first. The first mini game we're going to be doing, well, the second, we've already done the first one, but the first one we're doing in this bunch will be the Chattermax Chase. Now to do this, we need to grab Chattermax that is running around, and once we've grabbed him, we need to hold on to him for around 10 seconds, I believe. If the AI grab it off you, you will be frozen in place for a few seconds, but don't you worry, the AI isn't the smartest, so you can kind of sit around and like sit in a corner. And once you've done it enough, you will be frozen in place. As you can see, it just happened there, but I did get a star. It did confuse me at first because I was like, hold up, I'm being scammed here. But no, the game freezes you so you can throw out the Chattermax, so it's more fair for everyone else. Already I've got 2 stars. It is a really, really easy minigame. For this achievement, we need to complete this minigame 5 times, so it's not hard, it's just a little bit long. And the music, as I said, is the worst thing to ever happen. I have sped up my footage in a minute once I've completed this round, just to show you we're all going to push through together, but I don't want you sitting here for 20 minutes watching me play Chattermax Chase. And there we have it. There is my first round of Chattermax Chase completed. It is really easy. I found some rounds went quicker than others, but you're going to spend more like a minute per round. And now you've got to do it 4 more times, and I'll see you once I've got there. And there we have it. We have our next achievement. Don't Let Go for 75 gamer score. See, it was a little bit annoying, but 75 gamer score, you know it's worth it. Now we're going to move on to our next minigame, and that minigame is The Floor is Lava. The Floor is Lava is a very, very straightforward minigame. We have to collect the stars in the level and then get to the end. It is really, really easy. There are a few obstacles that are going to stop us, but we are platform pros, so there's going to get no interference from us. As you can see, you grab the first star here, jump over, grab the second star, and as you get the third star, it will end the round, and that will be complete. To get this achievement, we need to do another 5 rounds of this. It is a little bit long, it is a little bit of a grind, but it's very easy. You're going to be done and dusted before you even know it. I have sped up my footage now, so you haven't got to watch me do it over and over again really slowly, but this is one of the easier ones out of them.
Game over.
And just like that, we have another 75 gamer score. Easy, easy peasy. Now it's time for the xylophone minigame, and it is much quicker than the last 2. Don't you worry about that. So let's boot it up. We have 2 achievements left, and they really couldn't be any easier. Right now, we're going to boot up the xylophone minigame. Now, for this achievement, all we need to do is freeze all of our opponents within 30 seconds. This literally couldn't be easier. I don't know how you can mess this one up, so I have all the faith in the world in you. Simply go around, tapping all of them one by one, and we'll freeze them. And just like that, we'll have our next achievement. And now we have one more to get. To get it, we need to travel to episode 2, which is the park, and we have to slide down 3 slides. Once we get to the park, we're going to make our way to the right hand side, and we're going to go all the way to the lookout that we had to go to on the episode. We're going to make our way to the top, and you'll see a slide. You're going to have to slide down this one, and then the second one, and then the third one. As you can see, it doesn't always lock on, so as you're sliding down, you'll have to hold your left stick to the right, and keep tapping the A button. This will help lock into the slide. As you can see, there are 3 slides in a row, and once you slide down all 3 of them, we'll get our final achievement. And that is Bluey all complete in around 2 hours. Easy, easy peasy. Congrats on the 100%. And that is the end of my walkthrough. If you're still here, then thank you. This one was a fun one to hunt, but a very long one to edit. So if this one helped you out, then please hit that like button. It really does support the channel. I am going to be churning through some more Game Pass games in the coming weeks, so keep them peeled for my guides and playthroughs. Not to mention I've still got to post a few easy peasy achievement guides, so keep them peeled. But until next time, I've been Morvi, and I'll see you later. Happy hunting.